welcome to the island. Can I get a shuffle with that, please?
Shuffle! Hey,
Whoa.
welcome to the island. Shuffle, all you shuffleheads.
Hey.
All you shuffleites, all you shuffling buffles. We like to sit back after a long day in the shuffle and buffle of the world and just sit and talk about our favorite show.
And you know what that show is?
Television's best show, I think, Lost.
Television's finest 121 hours. And it's called Lost, and it's what it's about. I mean, who can really say what it's about?
Initially, I thought I could say what it's about, but now I have no idea.
68 hours deep, and we remain bafflingly unaware of what this show is.
Still trying to figure out what the hell this shoow's about.
We know a plane crashed on the island.
Yeah.
We've gotten that far.
I don't know what the fuck the island is anymore. I thought I did, but
well,
it's sort of like the cap to hell or something.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
It's magic. It's got some magic on it. There's a god who's doing a philosophy.
Uh-huh.
We don't see any of that this week, though.
No, we don't see any of that this week. This week is about simple, beautiful life. This is about Kate Austen.
And the episode is called Simple, Beautiful Life.
Featuring Kate Austen. Speaking of simple, beautiful life,
Yeah.
I just wanted to, along with all of the beautiful listeners of the Island Shuffle, wish it's Bean's birthday today, everybody.
Oh my gosh, it's mine birthday. Today I turn the ripe young age of 27 of years of old.
And we're just so honored that you spend this day with us,
Oh
watching
my
the
gosh.
show and making joke about it.
I love to listen. There was no greater way for me to spend my blessed birthday than, of course, sipping on this fine little cocktail and talking about my favorite television show into a microphone with my friend James.
I love it. Well,
Who doesn't?
on the topic of just this blessed, beautiful day.
Yes.
What did we witness on this blessed, beautiful day? This is in season 4, episode 4. It's called Eggtown for some reason.
It's called Eggtown, which is a fantastic name for anything.
Yeah, that is true.
That may be the best episode name we've seen yet.
Do you know why it's called Eggtown?
Locke make an egg at the start of the episode?
He makes an egg at the start of
He
the
makes
episode, and then he specifies, he says, those are the last 2 eggs. So it's
Yep.
like, sounds like it's not fucking Eggtown anymore,
No,
buddy.
I think that's what it is this is where Eggtown becomes something much darker.
Sounds like you gotta rename the goddamn town.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, what are some better names for a town than Eggtown? You run out of eggs. What do you do? Where do you shift your branding?
There's always Tuna Town. There is.
How's the tuna supply?
The tuna? Well, the tuna. I would think it's doing pretty well on there. A good canned food.
That's
Where's
true.
the eggs? It's like, where the fuck are they getting these eggs?
That's
from?
true. The whole premise is like, oh, this was left behind by the Dharma people who died 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
where are they getting their goddamn eggs?
How on earth are they getting
it's
these
Tuna
eggs?
Town.
It's Tuna Town, baby.
Or
Listen.
what's a food that's Venison Village?
Yeah.
They got a lot of deers, and they gotta
Mhm.
take care of the deer population, eat them.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan to me. You could have Vienna Sausages.
Vienna Sausage Village.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just reminded yesterday of the most incredible thing that a provincial liquor store has ever done.
Please tell me. Please share.
The Provincial Liquor Corporation of Newfoundland and Labrador decided about 4 years ago it was that they were doing a promotion where if you buy a bottle of Golden Wedding whiskey, which has been described to me as the whiskey that your grandmother drinks.
It sounds like it.
If you buy a bottle of Golden Wedding, you get a free can of Vienna Sausages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's cross promotion.
Isn't that bizarre?
That is, I cannot imagine a less appealing combination than
It
canned.
sounds like, I don't know, being laid off in a combo. It's like,
Yeah, that's not a, I gotta go out tonight, but I don't get paid for a week.
Yeah.
I guess it's the
Golden
cheapest whiskey we got in a can of Vienna sausages to get me through the weekend.
Which, if you guys don't know at home, it is just hot dogs in a can in water.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten them?
No, because hot dogs in a can in water, the idea of not cooking a hot dog deeply upsets me.
I got them once, and I don't think I have to anymore. They're funny. I think they're really funny.
It's a one and done sort of deal.
If I were to go camping, I might take a can just for fun.
I think that's I feel like it's a novelty food.
Yeah, it's a novelty food.
It's like those like candy hamburgers, but but much more sinister.
Man, Halloween's coming up. I want to get some of those fucking candy hamburgers.
They're around.
That's the only time you get them.
They're around.
Yeah.
They're definitely around other times if you know what depths to find them at.
I guess so.
You gotta
I'm
know
never
the depths.
looking at the candy selection in depths. I gotta get more on that.
That's your first and greatest mistake.
Yeah, that's my only sin.
It's really your only sin.
Yeah, it's pretty much my only sin.
You were going straight to heaven until you failed to check out the candy aisle. But listen, there's still time to turn it around. Speaking of turning it around, what do you say we turn this conversation around?
That was a great segue. That was incredible.
Hey.
Yes, let's do it. Do you want to do island stuff first?
I feel like island stuff is...
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Because there's a lot to dive into in the flashbacks, and I kind of want to I want to savor it. That'll be my real birthday present.
Totally.
Is just diving into these flash forwards, rather. Not to spoil anything. We open with a scene.
You just ruined the show for everyone.
What? No, they're not.
The secret's out.
The secret's out. Oh my God, I've really gone in. Foot doctor, I've got a mouth problem.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, so tell us about it. Tell us what's going on down there.
Well, as we were saying, Locke is cooking 2 of eggs. They are the last eggs. Who are these eggs for, you might wonder? Well, they're for one Benjamin Linus.
Benny L.
Now this, you might hear that and think, oh, they're having a romantic, fun breakfast time. No. Make no mistake. Benjamin Linus is a prisoner.
He is a prisoner in Locke's basement again.
To recap of the situation, Locke and some people are living at the yellow houses that the Dharma people would live at for a while another party lives at the beach because people have come from the freighter, and Locke's crew says, we don't trust them. We're going inland to the houses. And other people are like, we're waiting at the beach to get the help. We believe in the people. That's the story, and mostly we spend this week in the houses. And guess what?
What?
Ben's a prisoner.
Ben is a prisoner.
Ben is a prisoner in the very same room that Locke's dad was a prisoner in last week.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This time, and both times Locke is the man who sort of does the interrogating.
Yeah, both times. Last time the interrogation didn't go well. He got bit. This
bit. Yeah.
This time he gets bit, but not literally. He gets bit by a bug of a different kind. You know.
One of those mosquitoes with the what is it?
A mosquito?
What's the disease? Malaria. He gets malaria.
He gets malaria.
And then that's why he dies, and then the smoke monster can take over later. They never disclose this information.
No, this
is never discussed.
No.
This is. I think I put that question up on the on the questions and answers in Lostpedia.
Yes.
So it's now officially a part of the thing.
It's out there, and I'm excited to read that question later tonight.
It's going to say, did Locke get bit by a malaria mosquito? And then the answer will be, well, we're not really sure.
We're not really sure, but if you look, but it seems to imply in this one frame.
Exactly.
So, Locke is giving Ben a breakfast, as you do to be hospitable towards your prisoners.
It's nice of him.
And he starts chatting with Ben about how, like, hey, you know, I'm not sure, I don't know what to do. And Ben starts just laying in on him, making fun of him, saying, guess what? Saying, like, hey, remember when I had you locked up in here a while ago? Now it seems like you're even more lost. You're more lost than you ever were. Get it? You're lost, like the name of the show is Lost.
He's lost.
And that's you, dummy.
Funny, Ben.
And everybody has a good laugh at Ben. And Locke,
like, oh, funny Ben.
And Locke leaves and says, you're a funny one, Ben, and walks out. So Locke is insecure about how his leadership is going. Is kind of the theme of this episode. Then we get Sawyer hanging out with Kate and Claire. And Sawyer walks up and says, "Morning, ladies." He says it just like that.
It's a fun scene.
This is maybe the most comedic episode.
It's
of
quite
Lost.
hokey.
It's quite a hokey. And he says, "Ooh, coffee smells great." And Claire's like, "Well, I'll make you some."
And Claire and the baby was there too, and her and the baby walk off together. This time, though, you were talking about the comedy of the scene. The baby is carrying Claire.
Well, I never.
Yeah, it's really weird. A lot of people don't catch that, but just off camera, you can see it.
You can see it where the camera didn't film
Yeah, where
it.
the camera isn't shining. Well, they don't exactly disclose that information. It's speculated that the baby actually liked to carry Claire all around the set, just to pay her back for how she carries him on screen every day. This is classic baby fact.
This is just a classic baby fact.
Yeah, this is welcome to Baby Fact Corner. I'm your host, Baby Fact Jim, and you want another baby fact? Babies are smaller than the average person. There's a baby fact.
I never knew. I thought they were just far away.
Babies. True.
I thought they were always just
A common misconception.
I thought they were on the horizon this whole time.
But babies, no, they are tiny bodies.
What?
Tiny brains.
Oh, man.
Very low IQs.
That makes so much more sense.
Bad tippers.
Now I'm a lot
Bad
less scared
drivers.
Of baby. Now I'm a lot less scared of baby, unless they're coming into my restaurant.
Yeah.
And I got bills to pay.
I always had an idea of there's the scene in something, and it's just, or it's more of a concept than anything. It's just like an 8-year-old kid who is a regular at a restaurant. And they walk in and they like sit down with the newspaper. They order off the kids' menu, but they're just alone the whole time. And they like they always pay in cash. They don't have a credit card yet.
I like this concept.
Yeah,
there's a lot to be had with adult child.
Yeah, adult child. That's what it is.
It's good. It's good, and I like to hear it and think about it too. And I hope you too like to think about it. So, Sawyer says, "Hey, Kate, welcome to camp. Hey, I know you're here to hang out with me, Sawyer, the protagonist. Let's make out a lot." And Kate says, No, dummy. I'm not here for you. I'm here to see John Locke." And she goes over to John Locke and says, "Hey, John, you have one Miles prisoner, don't you? In addition to Benjamin Linus. I wish to speak to Miles." And Locke says, "No can do. This is a dictatorship. This isn't a democracy like how Jack ran it." And Locke says something of note, which is that Kate accuses Locke of this being a dictatorship. And Locke says, "Well, if this was a dictatorship, I'd have just shot you and gone about my day."
Which I don't think is true.
I don't think it is true.
I think a dictatorship is more about like distribution of decision-making power.
Yeah.
It's not really just about shooting someone and going about your day.
I can envision that being a big part of dictatorships,
Yeah.
for sure. But it does not. The square is not always a rectangle is not always a square.
Exactly, but a square is always a rectangle.
That's true. And Locke is building sort of a rectangle here in formerly Eggtown.
Formerly Eggtown. That's what the sign says now.
FKA Eggtown.
Vote on the new name at eggtown.pe.ca.
Boy, do I ever want to see that public debate between Hurley and Sawyer about the new name for the town.
It's gotta be Superman Town. And Sawyer says, "No, it's gotta be being a jackass town."
I mean, it's always a two-sided issue.
It's like a double-sided die.
Just like a
It's like a double-sided coin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you say double-sided die, do you mean flipping a coin?
Yeah, I do.
I guess so.
I do. Heads or tails are the two sides. Also, you can use it to fucking buying shit.
Yeah, that's true. You can't buy anything with a die. You walk up to the counter with a die, and the bank teller will laugh you out of the store.
Get out of here. But you walk up with a nickel, he'll say, "Ooh, well, let's put this in the vault."
Hey, yes, please.
Do banks even have the vault anymore?
I think they do.
Yeah?
They go somewhere to get the coins, all the coins that I order for the laundromat.
I guess so. How much money's in that goddamn vault?
Boy, I bet there's so much money. that if you and I walked in there at the click of midnight, when the guards are sleeping, we could make off with a pretty penny, I tell you.
Oh, let's go out the click of midnight. Oh, midnight's only 6 clicks away.
Oh, we better finish up this recording then.
Okay.
So that we can go rob the bank. Locke has shut Kate down. Kate walks over to Hurley, and Hurley has a tray full of food. And Kate's like, hey, don't worry, you're giving that to the prisoner, right? Don't worry, I can take it to him. Locke said it's cool. And Hurley says, okay, cool. We moved him to the boathouse. And then Hurley immediately is like, oh, I blew it. Bah. Kate goes down to the boathouse where Miles is being held. I forget why Miles is being held hostage.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't remember that happening. I guess I've never seen this. I didn't watch season 4.
It's fine. Miles is being held hostage by Locke.
Yeah.
Locke has 2 prisoners. It's fine.
Locke is, but he's not a dictator. Don't worry, he's not a dictator.
He's not a dictator. Don't you worry.
Because he's not shooting people.
Not a dictator, just a fact.
Just a fact.
Oh my gosh. Going to town. I would like to welcome special guest Alfie to the podcast, who is just going to town on our one box. And now he's going to land on mic and say something really insightful about the show Lost.
All right, we got him, everybody. We got him.
We got him.
He's
Hello.
Not trying to destroy our shit anymore.
No, he's just being a cute little guy.
No.
Oh, look at him. I'm looking at him, and I like to see it. Anyways, enough of you, Alfie. You're
This isn't a dictatorship.
Get
Get out of here.
This is a dictatorship, and you're the Miles in the situation. Mm-hmm. So Kate walks up to Miles and says, hey, do you know who I am? And Miles says, what? And Kate says, do you or don't you? Answer the question. And Miles says, all right, listen. You get me what I want, and I'll tell you what you want. And what I want from you is a minute alone with Benjamin Linus. Sure.
Weird.
Okay. Weird, but okay. The plans are in motion. Kate goes to Sawyer to plan this breakout. Sawyer says, hey, cool. Sawyer basically goes to Locke and acts a fool and says, like, listen, Locke, you should know something. Kate's planning to break Miles out of the thing. Came to me an hour ago with the plan. And I said, no way, Jose. Locke and Sawyer run to the boathouse to get him, but it's too late. They're already gone. Miles and Kate are entering Locke's home. And what's there but a lock? And what's behind the lock? Of course, it's Benjamin Linus.
It's Ben Linus, and he is bruised and bloodied, and he's not looking too good, let me tell you that.
No, he is not. And so, while Kate looks over a shoulder and says hello, Miles and Ben proceed to have a very weird conversation.
It's fucking weird.
I'll tell you what's weird is seeing Miles and Ben talk to each other.
It's cool.
Ben, primary antagonist for a long time, and then Miles, the sassy guy.
Yeah. It's good, though, because this might be the first time that we get Ben dealing with someone who he considers closer to an equal or something.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he has so many secrets that are hidden from the island people.
Yes.
But Miles comes in and he's immediately like, don't treat me like one of them. I know who you fucking are. Like, you know who I am.
Yeah, you know who I work for. You know how hard it is. Basically, what Miles is coming to the table with is he says, my employer is looking for you, and I can tell him where you are. Or, for the right price, I can lie. For $3.2 million exactly, I will lie and tell him you were dead when we already found him. And they just, like, start negotiating. And Ben is just kind of, like, at first Ben is being, like, sassy, like, I don't know. And then Miles is like, cut the shit. You know the deal.
You know it, you idiot.
You know who I am.
Fucking stupid head.
A moment I really like is Ben just being, like, baffled. Like, why not, like, why 3.2? Why did that number?
And we never find out. I guess we probably eventually do. But
you know, I have a feeling there may be a question about this on lostpedia.com, I reckon. I think this does get resolved in a dumbass way. The question nobody was asking.
Because he needs the money for something.
He needs exactly that much money to pay for his
niece's new leg. My niece needs a new leg. One of them isn't very fast.
The other one's got to be, and you know how much it costs for a leg. That's right.
She has 2 legs. One, the normal leg of a little girl. One, and the leg of an Olympic runner.
And she's got to get that other leg up to speed. And you know what? It's not easy money. It's making that.
Costs 3.2 exactly.
You know it, and it's not easy being so proud of my niece.
Yeah. So tell me about it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So, whoa.
Yeah,
Alfie
the cat's
remains
going
a party.
nuts.
Alfie is honestly on one, folks. Alfie is here to celebrate my birthday, and I can't blame him because, listen, I love to share my birthday with a cat. I don't know about
He has 9 lives. He has 9 birthdays. It might be his today.
It might as well be.
They say cats have 9 lives, and it's like, why not 10? Why not 8?
Yeah.
It's the 3.2 million all over again.
Exactly. They were negotiating, and they were just like, 9 lives. It's got to be 9.
Why not?
It costs 9 lives to get my niece a new leg.
You know what? They say cats have 9 lives, but I got in so much trouble for killing all those cats. I only killed them once each, god damn it.
It would be fucked up if you killed a cat and it came back 8 more times.
8 more times.
I mean, it would be fucked up if you killed a cat, period.
Yeah.
It would be extra fucked up if that cat came back the very
first
next day.
Kill a cat once, that fucked up is on you.
Yeah.
Kill the same cat 9 times, that is the cat fucked up.
That is the cat fucked up. And speaking of a fucked up cat, I hope you're hearing this,
This
ruckus.
cat is going nuts.
This cat is just glorious.
It's funny.
It's good. He's our guest this week, and we're
special guest.
He's our special guest, and we're so proud of him. So the negotiation happens. A minute is up, and Kate yanks Miles out of the room, and says, "All right, Miles, I've given you what you want. You give me what I want. I want to know if you know who I am." And Miles says, "Of course we do. We know everybody on the manifest. You're Kate Austin. You're a fugitive. You're wanted for 1 million crimes." And that's that.
That's it.
Kate went through all of that just to know the thing she already knew.
Yeah. And it's that's sort of fucked to me because it's like, why would she do all that to... Who in the world would think that she's only been missing for like 2 months?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, like all my records probably went away.
They probably burned them all.
Yeah.
They probably, when you die, the courts burn all your criminal records.
So that if you come back, they will never know what you did.
Exactly right. Exactly correct.
Fucking weird.
That's how it works. Turns out, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Kate.
For Kate's betrayal of Locke's trust, Kate is banished from the island. By the island, I mean FKA Eggtown. And and Kate's all sad, and Kate goes to Sawyer, and Sawyer says, "Locke says you're banished. Well, I'm unbanishing you." And then they have sex.
They do it. Sawyer fucks again.
Sawyer fucks for the 2nd episode in a row, folks.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's give credit where credit is due. Kate fucks again.
Kate fucks as well. Kate fucks again.
Kate fucks for the 2nd episode
fucks
in a row.
again.
It's great. Congratulations to both the happy
Yeah, the
sex
happy
happers.
fuckers.
Yeah.
Those happy fuckers. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. So one final Locke scene. Locke has spent the episode doubting himself. He's doubted himself in front of Ben. When Sawyer came to him, Locke confided in him, "Do the people trust me? Do they trust the direction I'm taking this in?" And Sawyer's like, "Well, of course. They're going to follow wherever you go. It's not a big deal. Don't worry." But this, of course, has him shook to the core. And so, with Miles back in captivity, Locke walks up to his cabin, opens it up, and pulls out a grenade. Says, "Hey, Miles, open wide." Puts the grenade in his mouth. Says, "Bite down on the trigger." Pulls out the pin. And then proceeds to say, "Let me introduce myself. My name is John Locke. And if you break the rules again, just don't fuck with me, basically."
Bad things happen when you break the rules.
Bad things happen when you break the rules. Enjoy your breakfast is how he ends it, which is great.
Which is a good line.
It's a good line for feeding someone a live hand grenade.
Yeah. And Miles's hands are all tied up and shit. He can't fucking take that grenade out of his mouth. He has to just have a grenade in his mouth for so long.
For so long.
Too long. I mean, we could all do 2 or 3 minutes with a grenade in our mouths.
Who among us hasn't?
Who among us hasn't?
I mean, the grenade gets passed around at the parties. And everybody's like, you gotta do it for 3 seconds, dude.
Yeah. 7 minutes in mouth.
7 minutes in mouth. The old grenade party trick that everyone loves to see and do at the party.
Yeah.
And you know what? It seems dangerous to me. Call me old-fashioned.
Fucking reckless.
Honestly, reckless and with no regard for your jaw or face at all.
You know what?
Irresponsible.
As much as John Locke will say he isn't, that grenade move sure seems like the work of a dictator.
It sure does. Eggtown, more like hand grenade town.
Yes.
I think that might be the new name of the town.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartely. Hand grenade town. Hand grenade homestead.
Hand grenade homestead. Wouldn't want to move there.
No.
No.
Me neither. There's this man with a grenade in his mouth. And you know why? Because he talked to someone.
He tried to extort a different man.
He talked to a man.
He committed the heinous crime of asking money of a man.
Asking money of a man. Grenade in the mouth.
That's the anthem of Grenade
That
Town.
is the anthem.
All rise. So, the morning comes, and Kate wakes up, and Sawyer wakes up, and they're kissing again, but then guess what? Kate's not in the mood.
Yeah.
And and Sawyer says, "Oh, you're worried that you're pregnant, aren't you?" Which is not a thing that I was aware of was a thing.
No,
but
me neither.
apparently Kate is worried that she's pregnant. And Kate says, "No, it's fine. I found out that I'm really not pregnant."
This youth's unused.
This is unused. And then Sawyer reacts in a very classy way, which is by going, "Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo! No baby!
No
No
baby!
baby! No baby!
No baby! No baby! No baby!"
All of his friends are there all of a sudden. It's so weird. They're drinking in the pub now.
Confetti rains down.
Yeah.
And Kate is like, would it have been so bad if we'd had a baby? And Sawyer's just like, yeah, it would have been really bad.
It would have been the worst thing in the world.
Would have been absolutely the worst. One baby's bad enough. We gotta have another baby?
I don't want a fucking baby.
Who wants a baby on this dang old island?
I don't want a baby.
What are we gonna do with a baby,
What, are we gonna eat it for sustenance?
No, I couldn't put a baby through that. We got eggs aplenty.
We got eggs. Yeah, we're Eggtown.
We're Eggtown, baby.
The eggs just ran out. Fuck it. Let's have the baby.
All right, we're Babytown now.
Babytown.
Whenever we sigh in unison, it always fucking tickles
Did you
me.
ever hear the Tig Notaro bit where she talks about people who do that, make that sound after they laugh?
No.
Like whenever you go like, because it's like you're reminiscing about 1 second ago.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't that so fun? 1 second
that,
ago.
I mean, joy is so fleeting that you just gotta soak it all in.
Yeah.
Even when the laughter's done, you gotta just take a moment and reflect. And
Exactly.
Go,
Reflect on the enjoyment that you were just experiencing.
That we were just experiencing about the sentence "Babytown."
Yeah. That's funny.
We're you know what? It doesn't take much for us. That
Low stakes and low brow.
that scene more or less ends with them getting in a fight and Kate being like, "I'm leaving," and Sawyer being like, "Well, fine. Oh, I know that I know you're just looking for an excuse to leave, 'cause in a week you'll find some reason to get mad at Jack and you'll come right back here." To which Kate responds with the backhand of a century.
It is a giant backhand slap.
Sawyer dies.
Sawyer dies.
Kate kills
like
Sawyer.
Her arm travels like 18 feet to reach that face.
When contact hits, it goes slow motion in grayscale, and the word "wasted" came on the screen.
Yeah.
and I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this slap is the thing that sends them back in time.
This is exactly what it is. It all comes.
The sheer force.
The sheer force.
Ah.
It all. This is a very pivotal episode of
Yeah.
Lost. Turns out.
For real, it's fucking nuts, that slap. It is the most exciting piece of violence that's happened in 68 episodes.
I would say so. And this episode had a hand grenade scheme.
Yeah.
Had a hand grenade normal one move.
Pales in comparison.
Pales in comparison. And last episode had someone getting strangled to death.
Pales in comparison.
What a slap. That's more or less it. That's the
Yeah.
news. That's the news on the island.
That's what's going on up there.
But listen, shortly after these shenanigans, a couple folks are going to make it off the island and try to lead a normal life as best they can. And one of those people, the humble Kate Austin, of course.
Kate, Bobate.
Banana Fana Faux Fate.
And, before we do that, should we say what happens aside from this shit? Because we get a couple glimpses of on the beach, but nothing happens.
Nothing too substantial. We get a couple of scenes on the beach. We get a scene of Jin looking at an American map and proposing towns. Sun is like, no, we can't live there.
I want to raise our kid in Korea.
And they kind of have that argument for a bit. Before that gets interrupted, Jack arrives with Daniel and Charlotte in tow.
Oh, yeah.
And says, hey, beach, here's the freighter folk. They're going to help us get off the island. Then the only other scene we see of the beach is Daniel and Charlotte are playing a weird card game.
Uh-huh.
And I don't understand it. I think Daniel's trying to guess what the cards are. And he almost gets them right. And he's pissed that he doesn't quite get them right. And then Jack comes along with a phone and says, hey, we've been trying to contact your boat for the whole time. Why isn't it answering? Our helicopter left with Saeed and Desmond this morning, and we just want to be sure that they're okay. So can you please just try to get in touch? And so they use the emergency channel to get in touch. And they're like, hey, they wanted to make sure that the helicopter made it safe. And the person on the other end of the line says, helicopter? What helicopter? I thought the
helicopter are you talking about?
The helicopter's with you guys, I thought.
Fucking idiot.
And they're just like, what the heck? What the heck? This freighter grows more untrustworthy by the second. One of them wants $30.2 million. The other people don't even know what a helicopter is.
These are some idiots we're dealing with. And then you find out that everyone on the freighter has an IQ below 80.
And they all don't know how to count above 5.
Yeah. That's the weirdest part.
It's wild.
So of the numbers, they can say 4.
They can only say one of them.
They can't even say 8.
They can't.
15, 16, 23, 42. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
They
Oh, my God.
They don't got it. They got a hand's worth of numbers.
Get out of here with your numbers above 5.
Numbers. So we're just doing that Mr. Show sketch now, aren't
What's
we?
that?
There's a Mr. Show sketch that is... This is the We Repeat Other Comedy Bits episode, I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's the Mr. Show sketch where 24 is the highest number, and it's a bunch of mobsters literally being like, hey, but boss, what about 25? I told you, no, it's 24.
I've never seen this before.
Very fucking
That's
good.
Great.
Probably one of the best of theirs.
Forget about it.
So, that's the island stuff.
That's the island
through
stuff.
and through.
That's the island stuffle.
That's the island stuffle. That's the island stuffing, which is what we would call this show if we were recording it last weekend.
Oh, turkey baby.
Turkey baby. Turkey baby.
Here's my little turkey baby. Gucci, Gucci, goo. Then you like tickle a little turkey and it goes gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, that's cute. That's what my favorite Thanksgiving tradition is, tickling the turkey.
You ever hear of that? What's a turkey's favorite Harry Potter book?
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Harry Potter and the Gobble of Fire. It's the gobble.
Funny stuff from the Jokes Podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Speaking of the show,
Kate?
Let's learn about the future of Kate Austin.
Kate goes fucking nuts.
That's true. Kate is on trial for her crimes.
Yeah, it's
turns
crazy.
out.
It's fucking crazy.
Who would have thought that Kate would be put on trial for
the crimes that she committed?
For the crimes that she committed, even after coming back from an island.
And there's a lot of crimes. Let me tell you. Murder. Arson.
Assaulting an officer. Other things
Running
too.
away.
Fraud, probably.
Yeah, probably fraud.
Probably fraud. Marrying a cop.
Yeah, not being into Taco Tuesday.
And guess what? Kate decides to plead not guilty. So guess what? She's going to be in jail for the remainder of this trial. The trial is more or less the framing of the entire flash forward.
It's all about her murder trial.
And it's an interesting concept because, like, obviously, of course this is what would happen. Why wouldn't she face trial?
She comes back and she goes on trial.
She goes right on trial.
Like, you fucking still did all this shit.
Mm-hmm. So she's in jail. She's visiting with her lawyer. And the lawyer says, this is going to be a really tough one. You confessed your crimes to your mother. And they've got your mother as a witness. So I really don't, there's pretty much no way out of this at all. And if you don't want to just, take a plea of like 15 years, the only real way we can go through with it is a witness of character. And so we got to bring him on. You know who I'm talking about. And Kate says, no. Don't you dare. We're not going to bring in my son. Never talk to me or my son ever again.
My son Aaron that I stole from Claire.
We can't.
Which she doesn't say that.
He doesn't say that, but the reason she doesn't want it is because it would be an extra crime.
Yeah, it would be an extra
adding
crime.
baby theft to the to the.
You stole your son.
And Kate would be like, oh, whoopsie.
I didn't know that was illegal. My friend Charlie did it first. And my friend Ben did it. Everyone was stealing this fucking baby.
Sorry, what letter of law does
Rousseau
the island follow?
did it. Everyone steals that goddamn baby. That baby.
It was just what people were doing.
It has such a big family.
It's honestly, a family can be multiple kidnappers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing they never tell you.
I never tell you. They tell you family's got to be a dad and a mom.
Yeah.
Maybe a sibling. A family can be multiple kidnappers who are baby starved.
My whole family all wore balaclavas all the time. Didn't know their names. And they traded me for a big sack of money.
That's just a regular growing up experience.
Yeah, this is my sitcom, Raised by Terrorists. Yeah, Born in the Heist.
Fuck. How dare we?
How dare we is right.
So, trial day comes, and they don't call Kate's son as a witness. Kate's quote-unquote son. They call Mr. Jack Shepherd.
Dr. Jack Shepherd.
Dr. Jack Shepherd as a character witness. And Jack sits upon the throne of witnessing. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The throne of witnessing.
The throne of witnessing. And he lays his little butt upon it and starts to say, hey.
You know what that just reminded me of?
A little butt?
This is off topic, so I do apologize.
On this show?
We never go off topic.
Yeah, we always stay firmly on the rails on this show. Don't you worry.
But in my junior high woodshop class, there was the teacher really didn't like it if you messed around in any way.
Right.
So there was this wooden chair in the back of the class. It was like a big woodshop. It was woodshop class. There was this wooden chair like in a corner, secluded from everyone else.
Right.
It was called the Throne of Wisdom.
Wow.
And anytime anyone ever did something bad, like I got sent there because I took my safety glasses off and I put them down like sort of lens down on the table instead of like doing it proper. So I got sent to the Throne of Wisdom, and then you sit there silently until someone else gets in trouble and replaces you on the Throne of Wisdom. So there's always a person on the Throne of Wisdom.
That is fucked.
It's really nuts.
That is... I can't even... Where do you start with that?
It's this bizarre like prison complex where you're like, someone has to be in jail all the time.
Yeah, that just teaches you, like, you're getting the prison complex ingrained in your system right away.
Yeah,
Just like, well,
totally.
someone's getting punished.
We need someone in jail.
Someone has to be there.
And then you get there and you're just like, I fucking hope someone else gets in trouble so I can stop being this just like embarrassed boy on a chair.
Was it like elevated at all?
No,
or, like,
it wasn't.
Was it just there?
It was just secluded. It was just like in a corner where there wasn't really much other stuff.
Jeez.
But people could look at you and laugh at you, and they spat on you a lot, and we took our fucking bedpans and tossed it on the people in the throne. Can
I ask what grade this was in?
7 to 9.
That's a timeout.
Yeah.
that is just a timeout.
Yeah, it is just a timeout.
That's ridiculous.
It was interesting, yeah.
That's ridiculous. But also, it's chop class. You don't want kids chopping their arms off or whatever it is.
Yeah, I guess so. It was funny. I just remembered it, and I thought, you know who should know this? Anyone who listens to this fucking show. Anyone who made it to minute 40 of this show.
Anyone who made it this deep. Episode 67, minute 40, you've earned a treat from James' past.
Yeah, you've earned this information.
And honestly, anytime I listen to a podcast long term, I'm hoping for information.
I must have earned something now. Some sort of anecdote.
Where's my reward, McElroy brothers?
Oh, that's funny.
Give me the gift of knowledge.
What happened when you were 16 in the baseball field? What happened, McElroys?
I must know.
I must know.
I crave the knowledge of past days.
The knowledge of Saskatoon.
The knowledge of Saskatoon. What? What? There's a trial.
Yeah, there's a trial.
Jack Shepherd has been called to the stand, and they grill him on, like, when did you meet Kate Austin? We met after the plane crash. And then Jack more or less spins the lie that they've been telling this whole time, which is that, 6 of them more or less survived. Everyone else died in the crash. They were crashed, like, off the coast of Malaysia or something, I forget. And he basically spins about, like, how, Kate was the most selfless person there. Kate saved us all. She got us all first aid. We would not have made it through this ordeal if it weren't for Kate. But of course, this isn't true, and this eats at Kate as she sits at the table. And
stop it!
Kate makes a very silly decision and says, "Stop it! Stop saying all these nice things about me on the record, on the court record at my murder trial.
You idiot!
Quit it!" And
the defense attorney's like, no further questions.
Exactly. But then the prosecution, the people, says, we've got one question for the witness. And it's a doozy.
It is a fucking doozy.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor, buckle up, because I've got a real doozy of a question for you. Mr. Jack Shepherd, do you love Kate Austin?
What? Incredible. It's incredible. It's some soap opera shit. It's good.
So they mentioned earlier that it's like, the DA wants to prosecute this case herself.
Yeah.
And they also allude to this being a very high-profile case because the Oceanic 6 is obviously making the news. Oh, they made it back from the plane crash. Yeah. And one of them is being put on trial for murder. Of course there's going to be news. But, like, hey, what? What?
Does the love glove fit?
If the love glove fits, you love to acquit.
Yeah. If the love glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And Jack responds, he says, not anymore. And everyone's like, the love glove don't fit. You must acquit.
You gotta acquit. She's guilty, not guilty. She's free in our hearts.
Exactly, free in our hearts. She did a time in the trial of the public trial.
She did the greatest trial of all, and that's surviving a plane crash.
Yeah.
So she's fine by us, the
lady,
the proletariat. So yeah, that's like, Jack says no, not anymore, as if like, what kind of Phoenix Wright shit are we talking here?
It's fucking nuts.
It's so good.
It's sick.
It's very good. Then we get a meeting in a back courtroom where Kate has a meeting with none other than Kate's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate's mom is in a wheelchair. She's got a tube coming out of her nose. She's not doing great. And she says, "Listen, I was so mad at you for all these crimes you did, but when I found out you died on that crash, it all changed. And I'm here to say that I don't want to testify against you." And Kate is just pissed this whole time. Kate's like, you yelled at me a couple of years ago, and so I'm still mad about that. First of all, second of all, shut up, quit it. And Kate's mom says, "Listen, the doctor gave me 6 months. I only have 6 months left to live, and I'd like to see my grandson. And that's all." And Kate says, "No, I don't want you anywhere near my grandson," which is, I get that you don't want the truth about Aaron getting out, but your mom's going to die in 6 months.
Totally. It's like, just fucking lie to her.
Just do it, and then she won't testify.
You're on trial for murder right now.
Yeah.
You can at least take the kid that you're pretending is your son and pretend that he's your son.
You could.
Because that's all your mom is asking you to do.
That's all your mom is asking you to do, and you'll also get free out of it.
Exactly.
You'll get basically freedom out of it.
But she's like, "Nah, fuck you, I'm out."
I'm out. I hate my mom, turns out. I learned nothing.
I learned nothing.
From my time on the island to today, I have learned 0 things. I have changed none %. And I believe I should be acquitted for my crimes. Just no questions asked. Mm-hmm. Well, lucky for Kate, that pretty much happens.
Yeah.
The mom does end up backing out for no particular reason. Just 'cause. And they end up kind of doing a backroom negotiation with the DA, and they're just like, "Well, if you think that jury is going to give a crash victim who rescued her mom from an abusive household any time at all, well, then you've got another thing coming." And the DA says, "All right, here's the deal. 10 years probation, no leaving the state, and you're good." And Kate says, "Great, sounds good to me.
Chill.
Done. Consider it done." Kate leaves the courtroom and sees Jack. In maybe in a scene I thought was pretty all right. Jack comes through and is like, "Hey, I heard that you were here today. I just wanted to come by and say hey." And Kate kind of says, "Hey, thanks for testifying earlier." And they're kind of like having a laugh about it. Jack says, "Listen, if you want to go get some coffee sometime." And then Kate says, "Listen, I know why you're not comfortable seeing my son, but until you are, there's just there's no you and me. This isn't a thing." And Jack just says, "All right, makes sense."
Later, lady.
And it's as fucking goofy and soap opera-y as it is. It does a much better job at building this world of these characters post island than a lot of this other shit does. Because it does have the sense. Right. It does have the sense of oh, these characters have lived through some shit. They it does a.
They're all struggling with it, and they all have different opinions about it.
And they're weird and being. It's the only time you get a sense that these characters have changed or matured in some kind of a fashion.
Totally.
Due to their time off the island.
Yeah.
Throughout this episode, I greatly enjoyed it. And then Kate goes home to her to a nanny who's taking care of Aaron. And goes up to hug Aaron, and that's the end of the episode. It's meant to be the episode ends. The episode ends with the first time we learn that Kate stole Aaron, basically.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's meant to be it's not her son.
It's Aaron.
It's Aaron.
What?
But obviously, you and I have known that for years.
Fuck that. But the episode's good. It was a good episode.
It was a good episode. Not the best out of season 4, but still pretty fun. There's enough fun stuff for me to have a good time during it and have a good time talking about it.
Totally.
Who else is talking about this show? I'm wondering.
The people on Lostpedia.
Oh, they're talking about it?
They've posed some questions about.
Oh, they've got questions. You don't say. Eggtown questions.
And would you like to hear them?
Listen, I'm hoping I can have some of the answers to these questions too, as well. Maybe. I don't know. Listen. Why don't you hit me with one if you got it?
Who are the other 2 survivors Jack mentioned in his story to the court?
Well, that would be. Trying to think. It must be Sun is one, and Saeed would be one. I think.
The answer: there are actually 3 other survivors.
What?
And then in parenthesis, it seems this is a slight writing error that miscounted Aaron, who had not yet been born yet, as one of the initial 8 survivors. I don't understand.
Well,
the 3 survivors are said to be Boone, who died from tremendous internal injuries following the days after the crash.
Right.
Libby, who died in the first week, and Charlie, who drowned a few weeks before they were able to leave.
Right. We saw Jack spin that story during the press conference where they first show up.
Here it is, the big one. Why does Miles want $3.2 million?
Oh, to fix his niece's leg, of course.
The answer's weird.
Perfect. Amazing.
He wanted double the money the freighter offered him, which was $1.6 million. It implies that Miles wanted money to fill the void in his heart left by never knowing his father. I don't know if it does, but...
Does it?
I don't think it does.
It could, but a lot of things could... What?
Yeah, so that's weird.
Of course. The classic Miles trait of having a void. That I think is alluded to in one episode in one scene.
What are the issues with Faraday's memory? So I guess that explains why he was doing that thing.
Oh, yeah. His memory is time travel stuff.
Yeah, his mind is fucked.
His mind's sad.
What happened to the helicopter?
This is also... I think this is also time stuff. I don't know if you and I have seen that, but I think it's also time stuff.
It was on its way to the freighter, but time dilation caused the passage of time since it took off to seem longer than it had actually been.
Wow, that is wild to think about.
Yeah.
Time is fake.
How did Kate come to raise Aaron?
Stealing a baby. Just the good old-fashioned baby napping.
That is essentially it. Claire went missing. Aaron was given a son. Then Kate took Aaron.
Yep.
And then Kate decided the day before they got, really rescued to lie and say that she gave birth to Aaron.
I think we saw that scene. Maybe.
What happened to Claire?
What happened to Claire is she decided to live with the smoke monster and be wacky.
Pretty much.
And become boring Russo.
She just went to the jungle.
She went
hung
to the
out
jungle.
with Christian.
Yeah.
Why did Desmond see a vision of Claire on the helicopter? This didn't even happen in this fucking episode.
Are we still on the episode? Are we sure? Because that did
positive.
That did not happen this episode.
Let's skip this. There's no reason it should be here.
This is Falderall.
Here we go. And then finally, why doesn't Jack want to see Aaron?
Because daddy issues. Kate broke his heart. Kate broke his heart is my official guess.
Yeah. Says Jack is uncomfortable knowing his relation to Aaron, as Claire's mother Carol had awoken from her coma and attended Christian's funeral, telling Jack about his sister.
That's all true.
So I guess Jack realizes it's his nephew.
Yeah. Wow. I kind of
that is the first time that one of these was great.
Yeah, that actually is that's so, as contrived as that is, I love how
it's fucking nuts.
Soap opera-y it is.
Yeah,
it's just
totally.
but really, he's my nephew. Jack is the one who needs the money for his nephew.
Totally. He needs 3.2 mil, baby.
Honestly, give me 3.2 million.
Give it to me, too.
Please?
You know what?
Give it to me. Don't give it to James. Give it to me.
Give it to me, okay. Hey, it's your birthday. You can get it this time, but the next time we get 3.2 mil on the table, I'm taking it.
It's all yours, unless it's my birthday again.
We'll never split the profit.
We'll never split the profit.
One person gets rich, one person gets deeper in debt.
That's just balance. That's just how the world works.
That's how the world works.
I know what world you're living in, but I live in a world where debt and wealth are the same.
I don't know what happened.
We need to end this show, I think. I think we need to wrap this episode up.
All right. I'm going to go on random.org.
Yes,
Type
that's
in
right.
1 to 60. We need to choose a new episode
We do.
to watch.
I completely forgot that we have to do that. I was ready to get going on the thing, but instead I'm going to pull up the list of lost
56.
episodes. Oh, dear.
We're right in the thick of it.
We're going all the way, aren't we? 56. My friend, this episode is Season 6, Episode 12, and it's called Everybody Loves Hugo.
Awesome.
It's a Hurley episode where everybody loves him, and he's good.
Great.
It's good.
I'll watch that.
I think a good plan for us is to watch that episode of the show Lost.
I love it.
Thank you for listening to our show. We're called The Island Shuffle. You can follow me on Twitter at Barrier Trio. You can follow James at James Brown, or you can see his many misgivings at jamesbrown.space as well. You can also catch his podcast, Lovable Favorites, wherever your podcasts are sold. It is a delightful podcast where him and the recent guest, Jack Bielli, write and read fan fiction to each other, and I like to hear it personally, and I'm sure you would as well. Oh, you can follow the show on twitter.com at Island Shuffle. You can also follow us on facebook.com/The Island Shuffle. And if you like, you can give us 5 stars or less if you're so inclined on iTunes.gov and leave a review or a comment as well. And the final note is that we are hosted on the Noisepace.xyz network. Happy birthday to Matt as well. Matt's birthday is 2 days before mine to the year.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt. Thank you for hosting our silly little podcast. And hey, if you like ours, you'll love all the other ones that are there too. All the usual suspects, Mike Podcabbages, City Girls Make Do. Henry Kissinger, is Pokemon going to die, of course. There's a new one. There's a fresh one.
Another new one. It's
called Middlebrow Madness, and it's 2 film enthusiasts going through the IMDb Top 250, making a March Madness bracket out of it, and doing their best.
That's incredible.
I'm very excited to hear it, to be honest.
That's really great.
I've listened to the premise, and it seems like they've got their work cut out for them.
I'm so excited to see the conclusion of this, where we find out what is the best movie.
Finally, we're going to know.
Oh.
At long last. 250 is not enough. I only need 1.
I need 1.
I just need 1.
Oh.
Please. And they're going to do it, and it's going to take them a while, and I'm excited. Check that out, Middlebrow Madness. I'm excited for it, and you should be too. That's the episode. That's all she wrote. We'll see you next week. Thanks as always for listening, and like we love to say at the end of one of these episodes, not just one, all of them, every damn ass one of them.